Shopify investors must watch this entire video because today I'll be discussing recent news surrounding the stock as well as a chart analysis, ending it off with my price target for the stock. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. First up, we'll be talking about Shopify's latest move, which aims at bringing in more revenue for the company. Shopify has been testing a creator collab feature which will allow YouTubers and TikTokers to directly link their Shopify stores on their pages and channels. This would make it easier for creators to sell merchandise and products to their audience, bringing in more traffic and revenue for Shopify as well. Next up, Shopify has received a new $72 price target from several analysts. This would result in a 100% increase from the current price. Their latest EPS was minus $0.04, and according to Wall Street experts, Shopify will have a stock earning of 780% per share next year. This would be a relief for investors as the stock has been falling for the past year, going from a price of $180 per share to $34 per share at the time of making this video. With that out of the way, let's get straight into the charts. So as you guys can see right here, I have opened the 1 week chart for Shopify, then I'll jump into the 1 day chart, then 1 hour, and to end it off, we'll get into the 5-minute chart. Now I won't take a lot of your time in the 1 week chart, I just have to show you guys the current trend. As you guys can see, this is where it peaked around $180, then it went down obviously, again peaked and went down. This is a clear bearish trend. So now let's get into the 1 day charts and see the details. So in the 1 day chart, the first level that I want to give you guys is over here at a support level. As you guys can see, this is probably like what, $30 I guess, right? So let's see over here, and I personally believe that we will bounce off from the support once again. As you guys can see, we've already used the support level like I guess 5 or 6 times, and this would be the 7th time. But in case of a negative scenario, in case the bearish trend continues, I believe that we might break the support and then we'll go down into the $25 range. In case that does not happen, let me show you guys where the resistance levels are. The first resistance would be somewhere around here. Somewhere around here at $39.5. This would be a range between $39.5 and $40.5. And then the next resistance would be somewhere around $45. But currently, the only resistance that we need to fear is over here at $37 somewhat. And if we are able to break the $37 resistance, we'll clearly get into this range, and then we'll be range bound over here for some time. That's at least what I believe, right? So if we are range bound here, then we might take a few days to get back in momentum, and we might test this again. This would be our support then, and then we might go up. But I personally believe that the bearish sentiment is stronger for Shopify, so I believe that we might break the support, which is not really the best news. Now if we were to analyze the recent candles, let me show you some candle patterns over here. The first candlestick pattern that I see over here is a pin bar candle. So as you guys can see right here, the past 7 or 8 candles have been bearish, but there are some patterns to these candles that I want to show you guys, and let's quickly analyze the sentiment of the market using these candles. So the first thing that we can see is over here on 11th August, there was a lot of buyer pressure, but the sellers eventually took off. That's why the long wick on the upside, and then as you guys can see, the body was still pretty big. We started the day off at $42.87 and ended it off at $40.48. Now if we come to the next candle, you can see that there was more buying pressure over here on this candle than the past one. This was for 12th August, and as you guys can see, the wick is really big. What this means is that there was seller pressure, but eventually the buyers did push up the price at least to this range of our support, and as you guys can see, this was pretty much a $40.75 level. We started the day off at $41.3 and fell off to $40.75. Next day, as you guys can see, there was some indecision in the market because the wicks are pretty much the same on both sides, but yet the market ended in a bearish sentiment again. Next day, again, buying pressure was pretty high. As you guys can see right here, the lower wick, or rather the seller's wick, was pretty long and the buyer's wick was pretty short. We started the day off at $39.95 somewhat, and then we ended the day off around the $39.55 support. As for the past 4 candles, there seems to be a pattern over here. This was pretty much an engulfing candle. This was again almost a pin bar candle, engulfing, and again almost a pin bar candle. This seems to be a little pattern that on one day the sellers take over, then the other day the buyers take over, and vice versa. And this pretty much, summarize the 1 day chart analysis. Now let's quickly jump into the 1 hour chart and analyze this in more detail. So as you guys can see right here, now we are observing the 15 August chart on the 1 hour time frame. And as you guys can see, there was an engulfing candle on the upside, and that's why the uptrend. Let's quickly analyze what exactly happened on that day. We can see that, well, we started over here, went up, got back from this resistance, got supported around this area, came back, range bound over here, then a really bad breakdown. As you guys can see, we pretty much broke the support level. Then we got back into the support level. As you guys can see, again went down. Let me get the cross here real quick. Right, and after we went down, this is 16th, and then after that 17th. On 17th, you can see that the Ryan Cohen effects were still here. And as you guys can see, well, bearish trend, engulfing candle, bearish trend, engulfing candle, and then the next day, this is the 19th of August, which was a pretty bad day for BBBY, but not as bad for AMC. As you guys can see, the first candle itself was pretty big and it showed a lot of selling pressure, but as you guys can see that the volumes are more today than they were on 19th August. Now to end off the video, let's quickly analyze today's market in the 5-minute charts. So as you guys can see right here, we started the day off over here at this level of $33.4, went down, minimal buyer pressure. Then we can see an engulfing candle pop up. Well, not exactly an engulfing candle, but it kicked off some buyer strength. Then again, we picked up pace for a bearish trend. The sellers picked up. And now, as you guys can see right here, this level is acting like a support over here. Let me mark this real quick. This is $32.6, and we seem to be moving upwards. Now, I believe that there are two possibilities here. We can either go up or we can go down from here, just a small pause, just a small buyback over here, and we might go down again, breaking this support, maybe challenging another support around $32 because that would be a psychological support level, then down to $31, down to $30. That is a possibility. And considering the current candle movement, considering the current volume, I personally believe that this possibility is going to be true. But let's quickly consider the bullish one as well. If the buyers pick up pace, like as you guys can see, the buyers are picking up pace over here, then they might be able to flip things upside over by first, as you guys can see again, green candle. We might make a few candles on the upside, go down. As long as we are able to stay above this level, we'll be pretty good for the day. But once we break this level, then it would be a bearish day for sure. We can't recover from this. Then again, I'll be using these levels, including this high level that we made over here at $33, or rather $34. So make sure that you do your own analysis before you trade, since this is just my own opinion and not financial advice. But I would really appreciate it if you look at these levels while you trade. Like, not exactly trade, but at least you can use these to analyze the chart and grow your knowledge with me. If you like my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you do not agree with my analysis, you can hit the dislike button. That's there for you as well. That was it for today's video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And as always, we will see you guys in the next one.